finally, our third topic, the Washington Commanders and kind of the logic behind their trade for Marshon Lattimore. That remains the headline move of the trade deadline. And I think there are a couple of important things to remember when you're looking at this. But I think it was important first to go through the timeline of it. And the GM there, Adam Peters, put his scouts on Marshon Lattimore a couple of weeks ago. Felt like this is a trade possibility for us down the line if the Saints keep losing. It wasn't necessarily available at the time, but hey, let's start studying this. He went to his research and development department. That's the analytics people there in Washington. And, asked them what they were seeing. They had actually already identified Lattimore as a trade target. So it's something they were keeping an eye on. Then Dennis Allen gets fired on Monday, and that was when they really sprung into action. They wind up working out the compensation. Two things were key here for the Commanders. They didn't want to give up one of their first 3 picks, and they didn't do that. They still have their slotted 1, their slotted 2, and the 3rd round pick, which is actually Miami's that they got from Philly in the Jahan Dotson deal. So those 3 picks are still intact. And then number 2, they didn't want to engage in a rental, and they do not view this as a rental. Marshon Lattimore is under contract for 2025 and 2026. So at 28 years old, with a guy that really they feel like fits, that plays like a dog, that kind of has this intense, physical, nasty style that fits what Dan Quinn wants in his defensive players, they've got a guy who can be a building block. And really, when you look at where they're at from a roster standpoint, while you love what you've seen so far from Dan Quinn's program, they still have a question at tackle long-term. They still have a question with edge rushers long-term. And they had a question going into this week at corner long-term. Plus, there's who you're going to wind up pairing long-term with Terry McLaurin at receiver. It's a lot of premium positions that would be really difficult to take care of in one offseason. They went back, they looked at the free agents for 2025, compared Lattimore against that. And really, it made all the sense in the world. Like, this guy may be better than any free agent that we can get in 2025, a guy that we've got signed for the next couple of years, and somebody that really can be a building block for us at a premium position. So I think it's a great move for the Commanders for now. It's also, I think, a good move for them for the next couple of years based on where they were from a roster standpoint and what they had at the corner position. And now it frees them up to go and look at the edge rushers and tackles and receivers a little harder. Just a smart team building move from the Commanders. And because it is a long-term move, they're not going to rush him out there. We'll see about his availability for Sunday.